Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. So I'm still playing with some of the audio settings a little bit, so let me know if this episode sounds any better to you. But let's see where we were at. So we were making some cubes. I don't think we have any more on us, nope. And we've got this set up here. So this will produce cubes, and then we can use them to do some research. So right now we're just doing that research in our pocket. I think we need to go get some stone if I remember correctly. Yep, so we can make glass and make the rest of our science setup. Let's see, we do have some miners. Okay, we've got a couple miners on us, so let's just see where the nearest stone vein is. Alright, there's one way up there. Is there one a little closer than that though? Okay, there's some back here that are kind of close. And then there's that one. I think we're going to go to this one back here. Alright, we can fly. That's so nice. We don't fly very fast, but we can make an attempt at it. Alright, let's see if we can bridge this gap with power. Doesn't look like it's going to want to. No, it's not. Oh, we might go to a different stone then. One that we can actually get to with our power. There's one right up there. We'll go do that. Let's grab, we'll actually take this opportunity, not at that particular spot, to place some more wind turbines. Since we're going to need these anyways, down the line. We're going to need some more power. There we go. Stone right over there, and there's another set over there. We'll do that. We'll bring our power over. We're going to go get this one over here. A little annoying that you can't click and drag these like you can in Factorio to quickly run the power poles where you want them. It's not that big of a deal, but it's a little bit annoying. Alright, we can get at least an 8. Potential for a 9 in there. Oh yeah, there's a 9. And we'll set up another one while we're here. Let's see, we're not going to be able to do that without foundation. Let's try to just get a decent one here. Okay, we'll take a 6. Alright, we'll power those up. That'll produce some of that. Now what we are waiting on is one of these guys. We are going to need some more iron and copper before we can build this anyways. But we now have enough stone at least to make the glass that we need. So let's fly on back. Goodness gracious, we fly slow. And we're almost out of power too. We fly slow and we can't do it for very long. We need some upgrades. It's an upgrade stat. Okay, let's pick up some of that, some of that. That should give us enough to build a couple of these. So we'll build them one at a time there. Core energy will deplete. Do we have fuel? No, we don't. That's not good. And our coal is way up there. That's a good lesson to always pay attention to your fuel supply. Like I was not doing. There's some better fuel. It's still doing it, okay. I guess it burns the bottom row and then the top row. We're still burning up our fuel, but not as fast as if we tried to fly. Believe it or not, you can go slower. Alright, well while we were doing that, we should have got our science. Again, this is just a quick and dirty science setup, so this isn't going to be our long-term solution. We're going to build something a little bit bigger down the line. But for now, let's just we'll do 2 of them just to make sure that we have enough throughput. And we're going to say you're going to research. So it'll start moving those over. Since we got the other ones, we might as well just throw them on there. But I don't know if our science production is going to be enough to support that. Actually, let's take one of them down and put it over here. So the way these labs work, you can stack them on top of each other and they'll just make more product. They'll do whatever the lower one does. So we're actually going to move that to there. That way I can set up 3 inserters there and give us maximum insertion capability until we have blue inserters, or green, or whatever the next color is. Speaking of inserters, let's make a few more of those. We do have a factory making belts, which is pretty good. No wonder we have 200 something belts. I'm going to grab a couple more of those. So we've got a nice setup there. This thing's already giving me warnings that it's running low, but that's just how it was. Alright, so we've got a little bit of that going. Grab some more of this. I think we were too far to grab those. Alright, and let's go get some more stone. Boy, it's almost not worth flying, going so slow. Goodness. Okay, and we should be able to make some more of those. No, we need more rings. Okay. While we're here, we'll pick up some more stone. Now we get more rings. There we go. Okay, we'll produce some more stuff. So we've got our blue science automated. Let's go ahead and take a look at what other blue sciences we want. Definitely going to want that. We're basically just going to queue them all up because, I mean, eventually we want everything. Okay, steel smelting, definitely going to want that. Improved logistics, that gives us our green inserters. Those are pretty nice. Crystal smelting, so there we're starting to get ones that take red, which we're not going to have for a little bit. And our queue is full, so we can have 7 things in our queue. So let's let some of that go. See, we haven't built any more of those yet. Nope, we are building the rest of our rings. And then we will be able to build some more labs. We also want some more of these guys. These are fairly complicated. So let's go ahead and figure out what we need more of for that. Is it rings, copper? It's not copper, we got a bunch of copper now. Could have been iron though. There we go, we'll build some of that. So later in the game we'll get the transport towers, and we can use those to kind of be our logistics rather than doing a main bus system like you might do in Factorio. But I think we'll set up a little bit of a bus system in this one for now, since we do not have the ability to make those towers yet. We need more iron. Always need iron. Make a couple of boxes. We use boxes to store things instead of using the towers to store them like we'll do down the line some. We're just going to stack that up some more. I don't know if this is enough to do that, but we'll give it a shot. We could run the numbers on it. I'm not that worried about it at the moment. Alright, so this is going to be our main iron. So let's head over and start the mining operation on that. We got 16 veins here. We want to try to get groups of 24. We're using actually yellow belts, so we want, I think, groups of 12, not groups of 24. How many did we get with that one? We got 7. So we could take 9 here. I don't think we're going to get a 9. Looks like we're going to get another 7, which is fine. It's not the end of the world if these belts aren't completely full right now. Let's see, can we line that up better? I saw a 7 in there, so I know it exists. So there's a 7. Hopefully I didn't move at the last second there. No, we got our 7. Alright, let's throw some power on this. Let's see, if we walk up the world, so that's walking north. So we want to build horizontally, side to side here. The reason for that is these grids, as you get further up north and south, they'll start behaving weird at certain latitudes when it crosses certain lines. Because obviously a sphere is not going to have a perfectly square grid mapped to it very well. So the way the game works that is you'll have this square grid, and then eventually it kind of shifts a little bit. We're pretty close to the equator right now, as you can see down here, 7 degrees north or south of the equator. So that's heading south, not north. Not that it really makes a big difference for us. But if we go way down here, you see it's still got the lines, they're all still lining up. Eventually they're going to shift there. So you can kind of see them shifting on this spot here. So if I try to do a belt here, you can see right when they go over that line right there, it creates this weird shift. And that can create some problems when you're building. So we want to avoid those shifts if possible in the middle of our building. So if we made a really long line going down that way, we'd have shifts in it constantly, and that would be annoying. So what we'll do is try to build everything real horizontal and not have to worry about those shifts. Right. Got a lot of stuff being built. We just kind of got to wait on it for a minute. While we're waiting, we can set up some more mining over here. Let's see. Might be able to get all of this. We're close. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. That's going to have to be a separate line because all that iron would not fit on this same line that has this one. Let's see, we're running kind of low on power poles, so we're going to want some more of those too. Go pick up some iron blocks or iron bars. Those kind of join in. Actually, since fuel is being such a problem for us, yeah, because we're down to 46 again, let's go make that energetic graphite factory that I was talking about earlier. Now that we have unlocked energetic graphite. Let's see, we still haven't produced any of those. How far away is that? Let's get rid of those 5 boxes. We've got enough boxes, I think, for a while. Yeah, we got 32. That'll be a good number of boxes for a little bit. We have 1. Alright, for the moment I'm just going to make these store within themselves, but eventually we'll set them up to have some actual storage. So I'm going to leave a line there because I know eventually I'm going to want a line going down the side of that. Let's see if we have any more smelters. We have 2 more. Let's build 2 more. And those will just immediately start working. So I shift-clicked it to copy, and then pasted over to paste it, or clicked regularly to paste it. Let's see, we need some more of these. Let's build them in 5s. There's steel smelting. more of those. We have the stuff to make more. No, these need rings as well. And we just used all the rings to make our windmills. We do need some more windmills though, so it's okay. If you look at a fuel like this coal, we can see there that it has 2.7 megajoules of energy, and fuel chamber generation 0% just means it's going to be whatever your normal generation is. But for ours right now, that's 800 kilowatts. So 0%, that means no boost up or down. Go over this, we see we get 6.75 megajoules, so we have more than double the amount of energy per unit, as well as having a 50% fuel chamber gen. So this will go up by 50%, it'll be 1.2 megawatts. And if we stick one there, we can confirm that. See, we see 1.2 megawatts now in fuel gen. So we'll go back to those. There's some more of them. I'm gonna put that right there because I want it to be the first thing that burns, no matter where I put anything else. Now we're pretty good for fuel for the moment. So as soon as I start flying around, that's going to change. We will no longer be good for fuel very quickly. Let's pick up all of that stuff that we could need. I want a bunch of those. While it's thinking about that, we can go place some of these wind turbines that we're building, since we're going to need them eventually anyways. We need them right now, practically, so. Let's start them going. The easiest way to put these down is to just make a big row of them, but that also wastes a lot of good building space. And with this being our starting world, we're going to want all of our building space. I'm not too excited about getting them exactly as close as possible. We get it close, it's fine. We're going to have tons of different ways we can generate power in the future, and the wind turbines are not the biggest one. They're just a very convenient one at the beginning. So I'll try to get them close, but I'm not going to fuss about it too much. Setting up this real long set of it too will mean when we go build somewhere else on the planet, we'll already have power kind of run to that area. When I get to new planets way later in the game, I like to build a bunch of solar panels up near the poles, where it's kind of difficult to build your own stuff anyways. Because of that grid curvature, starts to become a real problem up near the poles. So when I get to that situation, I'll just build a bunch of solar panels and make a big ring up there. And then I can connect to power anywhere in the world by just going either north or south, whichever side I decided to go to. But I'm not going to build them right around that because I don't know exactly where I'm going to want to put my mines on that. So we'll just leave that area alone. Good, we've only got one more. I'll wait for that bot to get back because he's going to use power if I don't. Let's get flying. Alright, we're building these, so we'll have a little bit of that to work with once we get up here. Alright, what we'll probably actually do here is just throw down another one. We need to make sure it's one that can actually be thrown down. And I'm not as concerned with this one getting a bunch because I know we're only able to handle 12 on this line. And we're already past that. So I just want this to make sure that this line stays full. So this first line of iron ore here will be full because we made sure of that. We have at least 12. Wait for our bots to go. While they're doing that, let's take a look at technologies again. Let's look at some upgrades and see what we can't get. So command and control, that'll be another construction bot. That's a big helpful item. That's going to require us to build some of that. That's going to require us to build some of that. Okay, we'll hold off on some of that stuff for a little bit. Drone engine, make those drones go faster. Let's go ahead and get that. Universe Exploration 2. We definitely want that. Mecha Core 2 is going to require red science, which we obviously don't have yet. There's a couple more technologies for system to play with. Alright, now we see that we have 6 items per second is what this conveyor belt can carry. And you see that right there in transport speed. And then if I look at iron bars, I see that these take 1 second to produce one, so it can make 1 a second. What that means is I can only support 6 of these on this yellow belt of ore. After that, that's as many as that belt can carry. Trying to do any more than that, we're just wasting our space. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone why that's the case. Let's go ahead and that. You're going to be this one. We've only got 8 on it. We'll probably make that the rings. We won't need quite as many of those as early on. Way down here so it extends out, covers the most area. Alright, so that'll keep us pretty fed with iron bars. This, we're actually going to do a little loop and have it run around like that. And the reason for that is so I can place 6 of those. These are going to be making the rings, like we said earlier. And I'm going to have my bus run north to south. That way I can build things off to the side of it and they will run side to side and not have the grid curve problems. Those pieces get put in, we can drop that onto. And we'll apparently not build power because we don't have the capability of that. Let's build 2 more and then we'll go run up and figure out what we need to build a lot more. Okay. These need magnetic coils and iron. I'm going to throw down this 1 solar panel that we get for free for researching solar panels right over there. It's not going to do too much there, but it'll help at some point. Let this robot catch up. There we go. build those. We're going to need copper. And we need iron bars, of course. So our next big task is going to be to set up some copper operation. And I'm just going to build all my stuff into that. I want all of those. It's going to be to set up some copper operation down here. See that copper vein there? What do you guys need? You can make one. We need some stuff we already have. Let's make some of that. There's 9 veins of copper and there's 14 veins of copper. That's going to be plenty of copper. Let's see. Oh, we're close. We're close to getting all 9. Look at that. All 9. Nice. Now let's get some of these. Should be good. That's going to be plenty to fill up one line with copper. And we can do that to give ourselves some power to this stuff. I'm going to queue up a bunch of things for the bots to build, but it's going to be a little bit till they actually build all of it. Unfortunately, because they're not very fast. Let's head back up here and let them build this stuff. Take a look at technologies while some of that's going around. We do want that. Let's actually queue that up. That way when we get to it, we can go ahead and do it. Okay, we could get that kind of. A lot of this stuff takes a science that we don't have yet. The red science. Okay. Let's see, we are still building a bunch of those. We got about a minute left on the replicator queue. Big deal there. We're patient people. And we're going to need those inserters anyways. Okay, so this is enough to fill up this belt. Probably actually a little bit extra, which is fine, because we'll eventually upgrade these to some nicer belts. So let's build our 6 of those. That can go to there. And again, we're just waiting on our bots. No big deal. How's our fuel doing? We should pick some up next time we're in the neighborhood. This is going to be making copper bars. Alright, another drone. As you can see, we need it. Now, later on, you get a bunch of drones, and you're actually able to upgrade how many different things the drones can do at the same time, called drone tasks. And you get to be quite a building machine by the late game. Alright, so now we've got copper, we've got iron. We're looking pretty good. So what do we want to do? We want to get some fuel. I don't remember where we set up the fuel. Oh, it's way on the other side of everything, isn't it? Yeah. Well, we need some, so I'm going to take a field trip. even if it is going to take us a while. And then I think we'll work on some of those movement researches, because this is just sad. How slow we go. Production. We have any more of these? Yeah, let's do. That'll make it so it stores 400 of it up here, which is a full queue of this. One extra. Alright, we're working on drone flight speed right now. Do we have anything else that we want to just dump in here? Probably that. I think I'm going to use that for a while. We'll keep that on us. Not going to keep the traffic monitor on us. I've never even used the traffic monitor. I'm not even 100% sure what it does. So I clearly don't need it. Let's grab another 300 belts from our little quick and dirty factory. Build some more of that. Let's start working on this belt. Getting this copper over here. We're basically going to recreate what we have on the other side, where we're going to build belts. We're going to build conveyors, or not conveyors, that is belts. We're going to build belts, and we're going to build inserters. That's what I'm trying to say, sorters. Now let's see, we know that belts are only going to require iron. So let me just get a side piece going off here that is going to take just iron. Okay, and I used a slightly faster sorter than we had been using before. There we go, we want power to be in this area of our belt as well. And I'm going to do the same exact two assembler setup here, because that's really all we need for belts. But now we're going to have it in an area where we can expand this into something a little bit more usable. And we'll go shut down the other one. Come on, bots, you can do it. I'm going to limit that pretty severely. I don't want just a ridiculous number of these getting made. Your gears, you are going to be belts. Alright, and we have not unlocked second level belts yet, I don't think, no. We have unlocked second level sorters. First we need first level sorters. So that's how we're going to do that though. You see how this just kind of comes off to the side here. Let's get you, go over, go up one. Not doing what I want here. What I can do is this. Even without trying to change the height, you can make it do these little one-ups. Just by going over. So we're going to come back to that area where the belts are being made in a minute. But way out here, I want to make some of those rings. But I think we're about out of time for right now, so that may be in the next episode that we make the super magnetic rings, or magnetic rings, magnetic coils. We will make those in the next episode. Thank you all for joining me very much. Feel free to leave a comment down there and let me know if the audio sounds any better in this one, worse, the same, whatever. And also, we can rename planets and star systems in this game. So if you got a planet name or a star system name you'd really like to see, feel free to throw that down in the comments too. Let me know. Other than that, thank you all for joining me. Have a great day.